Welcome back, everybody. Mike here. It is another outstanding day, and today I want to talk about zero-turn mowers. Mine I've had for 5 years. It's a Badboy mower. Now, to give you some numbers, I mow on average 22 times a year. Okay, and so far this year I've mowed 12 times. A little bit wetter than normal, but anyway, so last night would be the 100th time I've used this to mow. Now, I actually went on Google Earth, I have Google Earth Pro, and I measured every area that I cut. I cut my grass, my mom's place, my sister's grass, and the total is 4.4 acres. I thought it was a little bit more than that, but that's what I came up with. So, since I've had this mower, I have mowed 440 acres of grass with it. 100 times 4.4 is 440 acres, and it has 263 hours on it, so that comes out to about 1.67 hours per acre. However, it takes me about 15 minutes to get down to my mom's. I take this trail behind me and 15 minutes back, so I mean there's quite a bit of just travel time. So 2 acres an hour be no problem at all with it, I don't think, but I average 1.67 acres. The only problem that I've had with this mower so far, I had an oil leak. It's got the Kohler engine on it. Wasn't thrilled about that. I'd probably rather have the Kawasaki. Not sure, but it was a minor fix. It was no big deal. Like I said, mine's a Badboy mower, and there are so many different zero-turn mowers out there. So I just want to tell you a little bit about mine, but what the real purpose of this video is, I'd like people that have different brands to comment what they like about them, what they don't like about them. I mean, mine's kind of like a middle of the road one. You can get into some high dollar ones, and I think my Badboy's like the first in the commercial grade, I think. But I'll show you mine. But please comment below with what you have, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and then maybe this video will help somebody that's in the market for their first zero-turn mower, or looking to upgrade. I was trying to justify, maybe getting rid of the zero-turn and getting another B-Series Kubota. I knew it would be a little bit slower, but I mean, let's face it, I live in the Northeast. These things, they sit in the garage for 6 months and don't do anything. But, I thought about it, and some of the comments on one of my videos, it makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be happy with that. I'd be wasting time cutting grass. So I think I'll always have a zero-turn unless they come up with something better, but it's fast. I mean, it's wicked fast. I used to cut my grass with an old John Deere, I think it was a 235, just a riding mower. And that thing, I mean, it did a fine job, but it would take me about 2 hours just to mow my grass, and not counting my mom's and my sister's and all that. And now I literally cut that time in half with this. So here is mine. It's a Badboy 27 horsepower Pro Series ZT. It's got a 60-inch deck on it, and the deck on these things, it is built like a tank. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's looking pretty neglected right now, and I need to take care of that before I can continue on with this video. That looks a little better. These bad boys, they're kind of like somebody built it in their garage, but that's not a bad thing. Everything's real heavy duty. So, if you're in the market for a zero turn and you never had one before, there's a couple things that I think you should know that I'd like to share with you. One is they are fast. I mean, you can cut a pile of grass in a short amount of time with one. They're low to the ground. You don't have to worry about them rolling over. They'll slide on you before they roll over. And also being low, you can get underneath tree branches really well, better than you could like on a bigger tractor with a big ROPS on it. And you know, they can maneuver around anything very quickly. And like I said, they're fast. It'll cut your mowing time in half from a regular riding mower. Now the downside is, if you have a bunch of hills on your property, the zero turn is probably not the way to go. And I'll explain, especially mowing on a side hill. And it doesn't even have to be that steep. When you try going across a side hill, the best way I can describe it, it would be like trying to push a shopping cart, across the side of a hill. Well, those front tires, they're just spinning. They have a tendency to go with the hill. They're going to want to turn you downhill. So, if you're pushing a shopping cart, you're pushing more on this side than you are on this side to compensate for that. It's the same thing with this. You're going to be pushing more on this side than this side. And that works, but like I said, if the hill's too steep and you break traction, front end will just go down the hill. And if you're lucky, it'll just kind of stop there. If you're not lucky, it'll start sliding down the hill. And, even you can go full bore backwards and those tires will be going backwards and you're sliding down the hill and you just turf the lawn all up and you end up in the trees or something. Speaking of that, ending up in the trees, when I first bought this mower, I unloaded it off the trailer. Man, I was cutting grass. You know what I mean? Like, this is the fastest I've ever cut grass before. Telling my wife, look at the time this thing saves me, And I did my lawn in half the time of what I normally do. And then I took it down to my mom's place, started mowing hers, and it wasn't 10 minutes, and I ended up in the trees. Just like I told you, I was doing a side hill, and I could feel it wanting to go down the hill a little bit, the front end, and you're trying to compensate and probably going a little too fast. And next thing you know, boy, she went down the hill, into the weeds, into the trees. I mean, I didn't hurt anything, well, except my pride, because I had to call my wife and have her bring the side-by-side down to pull me out. So, and she's asking me, how much did you pay for this thing that you just ran into the woods? Whatever. But anyway, if you're in the market and you want to cut your grass fast and you don't have real steep hills, you should look for a zero turn. I am not going to tell you what kind to buy, but what I hope is that a lot of people that have them will comment and tell what make, model you have, what you like about it and what you don't like about it. And for a first-time buyer, maybe that'll give them some good information, and or for anyone looking to upgrade. Oh, one last thing I want to mention too. The next one I get will have some kind of suspension to it. This one, there's no suspension at all. It's only the cushion that your wheels give you. So there's different seats, and some have a regular suspension. For me, just mowing, 2 hours a week or whatever, it's not the end of the world. But if you're doing it commercially, at least for me, I would want something with a little smoother ride, because it does kind of beat you up. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please click subscribe and hit the like button. And most importantly, comment below. I like the interaction, where everybody's from, how they do things. This video is on zero turn mowers, so let us know what you have, what you like about it, what you don't. It may help somebody else out, which is pretty cool. And I wanted to mention, so I had this goal of 1,000 subscribers by the middle of October, my birthday. I'll be 51. Whew. But anyways, I got over 1,000 yesterday, so I appreciate that. Everybody out there subscribed so far, I really appreciate that. That's pretty cool. And I really only started doing these videos about 4 months ago. I mean, I put one out and I didn't really pursue it, but now I'm kind of staying with it, and it's nice to see it grow, and I appreciate that. So that's it. Take care and have a good week. Thanks.